Hi guys, it's Ray here. Hope you're fitting well. Welcome to this free training and presentation on how to develop a 500k plus per year sports e-commerce website and brand. Now, in reality, you can earn a lot more than 500k, but we like to have this as the starting figure where we try to help current athletes get to. So who's this free training for? Well, if you're a current professional athlete, whether you're a basketball player, a soccer player, football player, jockey, martial artist, personal instructor, tennis player, etc. If you're earning your income from a professional sport at the moment, this will 1,000,000% be for you. Also as well, if you're an ex-professional athlete, this will be for you as well, because we also do help professional athletes as well. However, what I'm going to be talking about here in this video, it's something that, especially if you're a current professional athlete, you must do this now. Don't be like most current athletes who leave this until the last minute of their career, and then for the most part, it's far too late. Now, what we're going to be talking about in this video is how to create a sports e-commerce website that runs on complete autopilot. It can actually make you money while you sleep, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days per year. Now, if you don't understand anything about about having a sports e-commerce website, please don't worry, because I'm going to explain how we actually do this for you and create a website for you alongside your sport. So if you're, for example, you're a baseball player, we can help you create a website based around baseball, based around your passion, that you can earn an income from 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, that you can run alongside your current sports career, more importantly, without it interfering with your career. So this is the main reason we do this. So when your career is finished, you have a ready-made business to walk into when your sports career is over. This is really, really important, and this is something I'm going to be stressing as I go through this video. Unfortunately, for most professional athletes, they leave everything until their career is finished, and by then it can be too late for them. If you can use your name now, what you're doing now in your current sport, you can literally set yourself up so you can earn an income that surpasses the income that you're currently earning for many, many years after your sports career is finished. So this really can possibly be one of the most important videos that you could be watching as a current professional athlete. Now, this is really important here. I'm going to ask a question. Now, deep down, every sport athlete knows this, but they don't want to think about it. But you've got to think about it because it's going to happen. And the question is what is your sell-by date? Now, every professional athlete, we all know deep down that we can only earn an income from our chosen sport. We can only perform to a certain level for a certain amount of time. And then when our sell-by date comes, that's when we can no longer earn an income from our chosen sport. Now, that sell-by date, that could be an accident, it could be an illness, it could be injury, it could be competition. Also as well, it could be the lack of passion. Again, we've helped so many professional athletes who they've played in their chosen sport for 5, 10, 15 years, and then one day they just go, you know what, it's been great, I just don't want to do it anymore. But they still need the income from their chosen sport. But as you know yourself, if your mind is not 100% in your sport, that's obviously going to spell disaster sooner rather than later. So there's so many reasons when your sell-by date can come. Obviously, the number one reason is injury. You know, how many sports professional athletes do you know who have had the world at their feet one moment, been injured, not been able to get back to fitness the way they once were, and completely lost everything. It happens on a daily basis for professional athletes all over the world. Now, like I said before, even though deep down every professional athlete knows that our time is limited, that we can earn our income from our chosen sport, most professional athletes naively think they can outrun that time. I did myself as a professional athlete. Every one of us does. And sadly, did you know as many as 95% of professional athletes, when their sell-by date does come, is they're not ready for it. And I forgot the statistics now, but it's sadly it's a very high statistic. But the majority of sports athletes, when their sports career finishes, they end up working in an environment that is not related to the sport that they were passionate about. They end up in a dead end job that they don't particularly like, and they actually don't earn the income that they once earned. And again, the statistics, I forgot the statistics now, but again, they're very, very high. There's also a lot of sports athletes that have come out their chosen sport, and within a few years they've been broke, in debt, and living in rented accommodation. Now, again, if you look into your chosen sports, your sports niche, you will probably know many horror stories where, sadly, an athlete had the world at their feet 1 minute, and then within a few short years, completely lost everything and they're in a dead end job. The chances are you probably personally know someone in your sport that's happened to, and the reason is most athletes, unfortunately, they think their career is going to last forever, and then they're not prepared. So what we do to help you guys is we help you get prepared. We make sure that when your sell by date does come, is that you've got a ready-made income to walk into, and we will do that by using we use that by using the strategy, having your own sports e-commerce website. And the beauty about that is there's not that much effort that you need to put in. Obviously, you've got to put some effort in, but with our done-for-you website and system, and with ourselves all being ex-professional athletes ourselves, we really can make sure that we help you be prepared. Now, you could be saying, right, I am with you 100%. I understand that I need to prepare for after my sporting career, but I just don't know what to do next. So you could be at a crossroads and you're just not too sure which direction to go. If you're thinking that, congratulations, because sadly you are in the minority of sports. You're in the minority, sorry, of professional athletes who actually who are thinking about their career after their sports career, if that makes sense. So if you're worried about what to do next, don't worry, because at least you're worrying, if that makes sense. The biggest mistake professional athletes make is they don't worry. They just think it's going to last forever. Then 1 minute, bang, the sell by date comes. They're not ready for it. They're not prepared. And that's when disaster happens. But that's where Sportspreneurs training comes in. So basically what Sportspreneurs is, it's short for sports entrepreneurs. And we're a team of ex-professional athletes who work together to help current professional athletes not make the mistakes of, sadly, the many before them. And as I say, if you will probably personally know someone in your sports niche that had the world at their feet 1 moment, and then within a few short years lost everything because they weren't prepared. We're not going to let you make that mistake. We're going to make sure that you're prepared. And we think the best way to do that for any current professional athlete is to create your own sports e-commerce website. Because, as I say, the beauty about having a sports e-commerce website, we will do it for you. It can be run on autopilot, and you don't have to put really a lot of effort in once it's up and running. Maybe an hour a day tops. Now, you could be like some of the sports professionals that we currently help, and they put a lot of effort in. They really get into it. It's really up to, obviously, each professional athlete. But the beauty about a sports e-commerce website, once it's live and it's starting to make sales, it will make sales on autopilot, and we actually get everything set up and running for you. We do all the hard work to make sure that it's up and running really fast, and it's making an income for you pretty quickly. And I say the beauty about it as well, it does not interfere with your current sports career, unless, obviously, as I say, you want to put your heart and soul into it. It's obviously completely up to yourself. But the beauty about it is we will hold you by the hand and help you to develop your sports e-commerce website that can be run on complete autopilot. So when your sports career is over, I can't stress this enough. I really hope this is sort of sinking in here. What we're saying is, so you have a ready-made income to walk into when your sports career is over. So you're in the 5% of sports professional athletes, is that you're still earning an income from something that you're passionate about, and you don't have to go and get a dead-end job like the majority of professional athletes do, giving you the advantage when your career comes to an end. Because, as I say, you've got a ready-made income to walk into, and as they say, money talks. If you're still earning a decent high income when your career finishes, that gives you options. If your money dries out the minute your career finishes, unfortunately, that's when you've got to that's when you're in sort of dire straits, so to speak. Now, I'm not going to harp on too much. I'm just going to tell you a bit about myself and my background. Um, and again, the the team of the team of the team of sportspreneurs. We're all from different sporting backgrounds. It doesn't matter what sporting background we come from because the business side fits into every single sport. The only difference is with different sports is we just sell a product, a different product at the end, if that makes sense. But my dream was always to become a professional soccer player. There I am there. I want to become a professional goalkeeper. There I am there with the ball in my hands, living my dream. I was about 20 years of age there, and this picture really doesn't give it justice because behind, all you can see is the police officers in the yellow, but they were actually splitting the two supporters from fighting. When I played many years ago, there used to be quite a lot of fighting on the terraces. So there's about 18 to 20,000 people at this game. But again, this is my favourite picture because if you look in my eyes, you just think, wow, I'm living my dream. I was a professional goalkeeper for 10 years. The world was at my feet. I was earning a decent income. I was just about to be signed by a big professional team, which probably would have made me a millionaire within a 2 to 3 year period. And then boom, I lost everything. Within 1 second, a training ground injury, I lost absolutely everything. And I was actually out injured for 18 months. Unfortunately for me, the club that I was with never honoured their agreements and helped me get fit. So I was not only injured, but I was actually away from my soccer club trying to get fit independently on my own for 18 months. And as you know, if you're in sport, if you're injured for 18 months, the game just passes you by. And that's what happened to me. The game passed me by, and that was my sell by date. 10 years as a professional goalkeeper, just about to make my dream move, and boom, it was all over. And I went from living my dream job, working with people that I respected on a daily basis, with people that wanted to win. Then all of a sudden, because my money dried up pretty quickly, I actually ended up having to get a dead end job, packing blood for a living, which wasn't exciting, shall we say. But to me, I was working 12-hour days now. I was working shift work. I was having to work all night. The income that I was on was 3 times less than what I was used to. But to me, it wasn't the hard work that bothered me because being a professional goalkeeper, I was used to the hard work. Yet the income was a bit of a shock because I couldn't get my family the 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 the, the, the bits and bobs, so to speak, that they were used to getting. So our lifestyle come right down. But again, we could live with that. Luckily, I've got a wife, and we're not really materialistic. So even though it was a shock, earning 3 times less the income, um, we could live with that. But the biggest thing for me, what nearly destroyed me, and I actually had suicidal thoughts, was one moment I was working with winners every single day with my professional soccer team. Then all of a sudden, I was working in a dead end job in a warehouse, packing blood, working with the biggest losers I've ever had the displeasure to meet. And to me, that was soul destroying. So to me, my life was an absolute turmoil. As I say, so I actually ended up being in this dead end job for over a year. But thankfully, one day, I found e-commerce. I'd already started a goalkeeper soccer coaching business, which was starting to gather a bit of a momentum, but I wasn't earning enough money to to come out of my job. But one day I got introduced to e-commerce, and it was a young couple, and my jaw hit the floor when they were telling me that as long as they had a laptop connection, they could make money anywhere in the world, and they were earning a high six-figure income. Now, to me, that was it. I was in. Now, even though that I needed the money, to me, what excited me more than anything was just the freedom. Now, as a professional athlete, this is probably for you as well. Even as a professional athlete, as a professional soccer player, it was quite intense. We trained every day. I travelled all over England, actually all over the world playing soccer, but we still had a lot of downtime. And I used to go fishing a lot with the guys. I used to go play golf. So we had a lot of freedom of time. So to me, that's what this having a sports e-commerce website was going to give me, that freedom of time that I wanted. But unfortunately, I made every mistake under the sun because the young couple that told me about the e-commerce website, they actually were going to mentor me for free, but because they were selling furniture and I wanted to sell sports products, unfortunately, naively for me, I thought they couldn't help. Again, if you ever get to meet me personally, I'm like most sports athletes. What you see is what you get. I'm not arrogant, but I've got that confidence that you need as a sports person. And I was probably just a bit too overconfident. Unfortunately, that ignorance, cost me 2 years of my time because I couldn't consistently earn an income from my sports e-commerce website. But then what happened one day when I realised the mistake I was sorry. So what was happening was very frustrating. So one week I'd be making $100 a month, and then the next week it'd be $50 a month, and the week after that I'd be $400 a month. Then the week after that I'd earn nothing. So it was really, really frustrating. But then I realised I had to have the common sense to invest in my education. So once I started investing in my education, I bought every book I could on I bought every book on how to make money from an e-commerce website. Sorry, some good, some not so good. I bought I bought courses on how to make money from an e-commerce website. Again, some good, some not so good, and I paid for mentors to show me how to make money with the e-commerce website. Again, some good, some not so good. And I'm very honoured and proud to say that for 20 years now, I've been running an organisation called Just for Keepers, which is a specialised goalkeeping coaching schools. And I've also got my own sports e-commerce website running alongside that. So it's safe to say that I know what I'm talking about. I've been doing this for 20 years now. I've been there where I've had my glittering, professional soccer career. I've lost everything, and I've had to start from below zero because I was broken and in debt. So I've had to start from the very, very beginning again, and I've built up a business for 20 years now. And I'm very proud to say as well, I've helped many professional athletes all over the world with the team of sportspreneurs, emulate the success what we've done and create, millions of dollars online. But the beauty about the sportspreneurs training is that we will give you the shortcut to success. You don't have to go through the 2 years heartache that I went through, and also as well the 95% of sports athletes in your current sport. Unfortunately, 90%, 95% of sorry, I'll start again, so I'll put my teeth back in again. We'll give you the shortcut to success, and we'll make sure that you will not be in the 95%, because sadly, 95% of professional athletes, when their career finishes, they will go through more or less what I've gone through. Not all will get injured, but the majority are going to end up in a dead-end job, unfortunately. So it's our goal to make sure that we put you in that 5%, and we do that with our done for you website and system. What we will literally do is we will create a website for you that can literally give you money. It'll help you earn money 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. This is just a quick success story that we've got. Matt Gregg, he realised he's an ex-professional athlete, and what happened is he realised he had to do something before his career finished. He was one of these guys that started to lose passion for his sport, and he realised that he needs to do something, and he needs to do it quickly. So he knew his career was coming to an end because he no longer had the passion. He knew he had to create something, but he just didn't know what to do. So we advised him about having his own e-commerce website, which thankfully he listened to us. We created a done-for-you website for Matt, and he's now gone on and he's had his website now for several years, and he does a high six-figure income plus now through obviously sportspreneurs giving him that done-for-you website, that done-for-you sports e-commerce website. But I really stress, you must do this now, otherwise it will be too late. Please don't be like most professional athletes who will basically go, you know what, I'm only young, I'm earning a fantastic amount of money. This is gonna, I'll do this when it's time to retire. It will be too late. Okay, for the most part, it will be too late. What you need to do is use the followers that you have now, because as soon as your career is over, please trust me on this, your followers will soon be following someone else in your sport. Okay, you might have the top professional athletes that will always have a following, but we know that that's only the 1% in any given sport. I assure you, if you've got followers, even if you've only got a few thousand followers, that is enough for you to become an authority online and grow your followers even more through driving traffic to your website, which we will help you with as well. But I can't stress enough, you need to do it now, because as soon as your career finishes, your followers who are following you now and putting the thumbs up and thinking you're great. As soon as your career is over, they will soon be following someone else. So again, it doesn't matter if you've got 1,000, 5,000, 100,000 followers. Uh, they can set you up to have a sports e-commerce business that can pay you for many, many years after your sports career is finished. And as I say, with Sportspreneurs, we will help you step by step. We do it for you. We obviously also educate you as well, so you understand exactly what's going on, but we will help you step by step, and we will give you that direction that you are looking for to earn that income after your sports career finishes. And also as well, if you listen to our advice and you build your sports e-commerce website to a certain standard, you could then potentially sell your sports e-commerce website for hundreds of thousands of dollars, even potentially millions of dollars, again setting you up for a good pension after your career is finished. So if that all makes sense, what I've said here in this training video, if you're saying, look, Ray, you know what, I get it, I understand that my career is limited, I'm only going to earn X amount, I can only perform for X amount of years and earn the income that I'm earning. I am actually looking to do something outside of sport, or something that will complement my sport and run alongside my current sports business. But I'm not too sure what to do. I am actually looking for someone to give me the shortcut to success, to get there sooner rather than later. I am looking for someone to hold me by the hand. If that's you, I've got fantastic news here, because we have designed a complete done-for-you system to help you become a hero in your sports niche. And also everything that we do is 1,000,000% proven. So what we teach you is we do on a daily basis anyway. Me personally, I'm making thousands of dollars every single day in sales with my sports e-commerce website. So we have walked our talk, okay? So we really, really know what we're doing. So we're gonna, if this is something that interests you, if you can, obviously, if you're looking for, to build your own sports e-commerce website. So again, the beauty about this is, whatever your chosen sport is, you can, and you've got a passion for that sport, you can then choose a sports e-commerce website that is the same. Obviously, that's the same sport that you're passionate about, and we can help. We can really, really turbocharge your success. Also, by the way, as well, if you're in one chosen sport, but you've got a hobby in another sport, for example, I played professional soccer, but my hobby was fishing. If that's you, for example, you can actually open a sports e-commerce website on your hobby sport as well. No matter what you choose, it is complete proven. We'll hold you by the hand. We'll give you our proven system. We'll do a done-for-you website, so you've absolutely got no excuse to fail. We will be with you every step in the way. So if you decide to apply, what will you get for your done-for-you system? Very, very quickly, how it works will be is every month is we will get on the phone with you, and we'll just have a 45-minute strategy call. And literally all that is we'll be telling you what we're doing for your website. Gives you, obviously, we will educate you, whatever you need to be educated on. So if you're looking to, obviously, you want to do something in your sports e-commerce business in one particular month and you're not too sure what to do, you simply ask us the question and we'll give you the answer. So complete gold dust, okay? So every month we'll sit down with you on the phone, over Skype, however you want to communicate, and we will make sure that we were helping you every step of the way. So each month we keep you on track. Bonus number 2 is you will get my personal number. I do most of the training, so you'll get my personal number, so you can message me anytime. We generally use WhatsApp, and really this is for like emergency only. If something happens, you can actually leave a message and say, hey Ray, this has just happened, what do we need to do next? Obviously, if I need to speak to you, if you say, hey Ray, I need to speak to you, I'll obviously give you a tinkle back. But this is really for an emergency use only, and it is generally my personal number. So again, if there's anything you get stuck on, there's no excuse to fail, because you can give me a call and the chances are I will know the answer. If I don't, someone in the Sportspreneurs team will know the answer. Now this is gold dust to me, and it will be to you. Once a month, we have a group Zoom call. So all the professional athletes from all different backgrounds, we all get on a Zoom call. Now, obviously, we won't get everyone on, okay? So some months they could be 5, 10, 15, other months they could be 20. 20, 25, 30, etc. Now, also, we don't work with an awful lot of sports professionals, by the way. We only work with a handful, so we don't work with thousands, by the way. Reason being is obviously because if we work with too many, we can't give you the service that we want. So generally, as I say, we don't work more, but we don't normally work more than 30 professional athletes each month at any given time. So that way then is we can give you our full divided attention. But the beauty about obviously the Zoom calls is that you'll be speaking to professional athletes from different sports all over the world, and this is complete gold dust, because what will happen is I'll guarantee someone will ask a question in the Zoom call, and you'll think, oh wow, I never thought of that. What a good question that is, and then you have the answer. And also as well, we let everyone communicate, because sometimes as well, one of the professional athletes, we've got no ego. Myself and the rest of the team in Sportpreneurs, we've got no ego. So if someone answers a question better than us, we'll go, whoa, that's a fantastic answer. Obviously, we'll take note, because we're learning as well. We're still, like as a professional athlete, you probably have the same saying as that we had in professional soccer. The moment you think you know it all, it's time to quit. It's the same with building your business. The minute you think you know it all, it's time to quit. You're always learning. So the beauty about the Zoom calls is we're all learning from each other as well. Each month as well, we'll send on average about 8 videos, and the videos are only 10 minutes long. And what the videos will do is it will complement what we're talking about, and also as well, it'll also educate you. So when you've got nothing to do, when you're not on the phone to ourselves, you can watch our videos, and that will reiterate what you should be doing, obviously to help yourself earn a high 6-figure income or 7-figure income in your sports e-commerce website. To me, this is the best thing that we can do for you. You'll get your own done for you e-commerce website. Now, this website is cost that you'll be getting is valued at $15,000. Now, and it's going to be the exact same website that I've used to make millions of dollars. Obviously, we will put your products on, so I'll be giving you the exact same website that I've used to make millions of dollars over the past few years. But obviously, we put your products on, we don't keep mine on. And that website is easily getting a $15,000 website. Now, when I first got the website, it was about $8,000. But over the past few years, I've added what's called plugins and extensions. Don't worry, we'll show you how it's very simple. It sounds complicated, but it's not. I've added extensions, plugins, add-ons, etc., and that's made it a $15,000 website. And the best way to explain it, it's like buying a car for $8,000, but when you've bought the car, you put bigger exhaust on, fatter tires, you get 30 dice, better stereo system, tinted windows, go faster stripes. So all of a sudden, that $8,000 car has now got $7,000 worth of added value. That's the best way I can explain what you're getting. So this website will 1,000,000% make you money, and it's a complete no-brainer. We'll set this up completely for you, and it'll be ready to make money from basically day one for you. Bonus number 6 is once your website's live, again, it'll probably be me, might be one of the other guys on the team, but we'll ring you up and we'll make sure that your website's ready. And then when we know it's ready, we will make it live, okay? And it's a bit like, even though deep down that we know your website will be ready, it's a bit like Virgin Atlantic airplanes or American Airlines airplanes. Even though the airline knows that the plane is still going to take off, they still have those last minute checks just to be sure. That's what's a bit like with obviously when we chat on you, when we have the website launch audit call, we're just making sure everything is ready to rock and roll. Also as well, bonus number 7, this has actually been independently valued at $22,000. This is the very same system that I took my coaching business into 35 countries. Now, you might not be interested in this. You might just be interested in your own sports e-commerce website. That's fine. But for any of you guys that want to actually create your own sports coaching business, this is an unbelievable bonus. Now, this has been independently valued at $22,000. So this is not me just saying it's valued. This has actually been valued by valuers, because this is a system that I use to franchise my current sports goalkeeping soccer coaching business. And basically how it works, you'll get access to a membership site. And as you can see there, you can see me just clicking through this membership site. These obviously you see I do everything on a whiteboard, and on the left hand side there you can actually see all like the grey boxes. If you click each grey box, there's a drop down, and there's literally tons of videos, on basically how I took my coaching system all around the world. And I say it covers basically absolutely everything. So if a bit of sound effects as well, just let me switch that off. So literally, I think there's about 60 videos on there, and that's just an additional bonus if you're looking to have your own sports coaching business. So for example, also another thing to go into as well is a sports mindset. Now, obviously with you being a professional athlete, you're going to have a strong sports mindset anyway, but this will teach you how to put your strong sports mindset into your business, because like being a success in your current sports, your current sports niche, you also need to have that strong mindset also in your sports business as well. So for example, if you're a basketball coach and you want to create your own basketball schools, this will 1,000,000% help. If you're a martial artist, a tennis, it doesn't matter what sport you're in, if you're looking to create your own coaching business after your sports career is over, this will help. And as I say, this has been independently valued at $22,000. I actually use this to get my, when franchisees join my sports coaching business, my soccer business, this is what they get, but you'll be getting this as part of the getting involved in Sportspreneurs. Now, don't worry, you will not be paying anywhere near $22,000. Again, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised what we charge in Sportspreneurs. So the total value is over $40,000. And again, please don't worry, we're going to be charging nowhere near $40,000. What we charge is very, very, very fair. It's very, very, very affordable. But the done for you system is to help you become an absolute winner in creating your own sports e-commerce website. So when your sports career finishes, you've got a ready-made business to walk into. And please remember, we're going to hold you, not only are we going to do this for you, we're going to completely hold you by the hand. So you've got absolutely no excuse to fail, as we will be with you every step of the way. The only reason you will fail is if you don't listen to us, okay? Seriously, the only reason you'll fail. So just a quick recap what you'll get, and then I'm going to finish. If you decide to get involved with our done-for-you system, and we will help you create your own sports e-commerce website, you'll get a 30-minute, it says 30 minutes there, it's actually 45 minutes, sorry. So every month it's a 45-minute strategy call, so we make sure that you are on track. And again, I always say 45 minutes. If we go over, we go over. My hobby's talking, to be honest with you, so if we go over, it's not a problem. So every month we get on the phone or whatever, however we communicate, and we'll help you step by step to make sure that obviously you're earning that income. You'll get my personal number so you can message me anytime. You get one group Zoom call every month with all the professional athletes all over the world. Get on the Zoom chat, worth its weight in gold. You'll get one module packed with video training each month. So it's about 8 videos per month, and so basically you can obviously watch that in your spare time. Again, that will really help. To me, this is gold dust. You get your own done-for-you e-commerce website. You get the exact same website that makes me thousands of dollars to this day, every day, and we'll set that up for you as part of the system. Then once the website's live, we'll just for 30 minutes, we'll get on the phone, make sure everything's rocking and rolling, and then we'll put it out and get you making some money. And also as a bonus as well, if you're looking to start a coaching business after your sports career is over, the very system that took my coaching business into 35 countries. As I say, total value is well over $40,000. But again, please be rest assured you'll be paying nowhere near that, nowhere near that. So you might be thinking, okay, Ray, what's the catch? Why are you doing this? Why have you created Sportspreneurs? Obviously, you don't need the money, which you don't. Why are you doing this? We want to help sports athletes. There's not enough people helping sports athletes. Now, if you do your due diligence on me as well, obviously just type in Ray Newlands into Google and you'll see me pop up everywhere. And you will see that all my businesses that I do, I actually help current and ex-sports athletes, because when my career come to a sudden halt, there was no one there for me. And it's the same, and I'm guessing it's the same in your sport, unless it's like the superstars, so to speak. If it's a superstar, everyone's up up the arse of a superstar, but for the majority, the 95% of for athletes in any given sport, once their career comes to an end, there's no one there to help them, and they're still not. So we want to change that in Sportspreneurs, because when I got injured, there was no help for me. When my sell-by date finished, there was no help. I say complete nothing. There was no one for me to turn to, and I've literally met thousands, because my sport career now has been over for 20 years. It's been over for now. So over the past 20 years, I've met completely thousands of ex-professional athletes that have come out their chosen sport, and not one of them has had help. Not one of them. So what Sportspreneurs is all about, we're trying to change that. So we're trying to help current professional athletes make sure that they win. So when their sports career comes to an end, that you've got a ready-made income to walk into. You're not going to be like sadly the 95% of sports athletes that end up broke and in debt and working in a job that they hate. You'll be in the 5%, still earning a good income, and for the most part, still in the sport that you love and you've got passion for. But I stress, even if you don't do this with Sportspreneurs, you've got to do it now, otherwise it's going to be too late. Seriously, while you've got a following, you have to do this right now. I don't care if you're 20 years of age, you're on $1 million a year, the world's at your feet, you've got to do it now. Or you're 30 years of age, you've got money in the bank, so to speak, you've got to do it now. You've got to do something right now. And to me and the team at Sportspreneurs, the best way to do this is to actually have a sports e-commerce website, because the beauty about that, as I say, is once it's in place, literally you only need to spend an hour a day just making sure that you're promoting it, you're getting out to your social media following, and if you've got a decent following now, you could be earning an income that can surpass your current income literally within a few weeks of your website going live. But you've got to do it now. Please trust me on this. Once your sports career finishes, the chances are, unless you're a big name in your sport, the chances are as soon as your sports career finishes, the people that are following you will be following someone else the next day. That's how it goes, okay? And I'm sure you know that anyway. So the $1 million question is how much, okay? So for you to obviously to get involved with this, what we like to do is we like to have a chat first. So you need to apply below. The reason why we want to have a chat first is we want to make sure that we can help you, because we can't help every sports entrepreneur. So we can't help every professional athlete, because unfortunately, as you know, again, in your chosen sport, there's some professional athletes that are just that arrogant, they're beyond help. And we don't want to be working with that type of professional athletes. We only want to work with professional athletes that have got a brain, and more importantly, that they're decent and they're honest people, and they're going to listen to our advice, okay? Because if we take on everyone, first of all, we're not going to have the time to take on everyone, but if we take on professional athletes who are not going to listen to us because they're just too arrogant, when they fail, they're going to blame us, okay? Yeah, and we don't want that, even though it's their fault for not listening. So what we do is we will ask you a series of questions, and if we feel as if we can help you, we will say, yep, we can help you. And again, there's going to be no sales pressure at all. Once we give you the price, we'll go, look, there's the price, go away and think about it. If you don't bother contacting us again, it's fine. We're not going to chase you, because financially we don't have to without sounding arrogant. So again, as I say, we'll ask you a series of questions, and as I say, if we don't think we can help, we will be honest and say, listen, we can't help you. But what we will do is we will say, well, look, even though we can't help, have you ever thought about doing this, or contact these people? So we won't just leave you in the lurch. We won't just say, sorry, we can't help you, and that's it. We will give you pointers where you can obviously go and get help somewhere else. But if we feel as if we can help you, we will say, listen, yeah, we can help you. And then it's down to trust. Obviously, then if you think, you know what, okay, right, I trust what you've said, I trust Sportspreneurs, and as long as you're willing to put in the time and the effort to help us, to help you, there's no reason why you can't be earning an income out of your sports e-commerce website. So that's how we work. If you're interested, apply below. We'll arrange to have a quick chat, and please be rest assured, first of all, it's going to be a fair income. I think you'd be surprised how much we're going to charge. This is not going to be a lot for what we're going to do for you, but please be rest assured, there's going to be no high sales pressure. I'm guessing you've gathered that anyway. By the way, I've spoken this in this video. Again, once we give you the price, we'll give you the price. even if you want to pay there and then, we're going to say no. We're going to ask you to go away, think about it for at least 24 hours, and then come back. So there's going to be no, we're going to actually push you away, believe it or not, because again, we want to make sure that we're getting the right people involved. And then if you're the right person, as long as you listen and act on our advice, this will be a no-brainer. Okay, so have a good day or good night, wherever you are. Hopefully you fill the form in, and hopefully you get to know you. So hopefully you join the Sportspreneurs, and more importantly, we're going to help you succeed. But even more importantly to me and the team at Sportspreneurs, we look forward to getting to know you as a friend. Okay, have a good day or good night, wherever you are. All the best.